In a world where aviation pushes boundaries, some machines defy time itself. They roar back to life, carrying history, innovation, and untold stories across the clouds. What you're about to see reveals secrets of endurance, engineering, and the unbreakable spirit of flight. More than a century after its maiden flight, the Curtiss JN-4, Jenny still rules the skies as a living piece of aviation history. Built between 1914 and 1915, it became the backbone of United States military flight training in the First World War. Nearly every American pilot of that era learned in its open cockpit, mastering the basics before moving on to more advanced combat machines. Powered by a 150 horsepower Curtiss OX-5 engine, the Jenny reached a modest top speed of 65 knots. Fixed landing gear and a sturdy wooden frame made it forgiving on rough fields. Empty weight was about 1,300 pounds, light enough for nimble handling, allowing it to lift off short grass runways and land gently even in challenging rural airstrips. After the war ended, thousands of surplus Jennies were sold at low prices, launching the barnstorming era. Pilots crisscrossed the country performing loops, rolls, and joyrides for just a few dollars. These traveling air shows introduced small-town America to the thrill of flight, inspiring a generation of future aviators and making the Jenny a familiar silhouette in the open skies of the 1920s. The Jenny's lasting presence is owed not to raw speed or firepower, but to sheer numbers and simple construction. With wood, wire bracing, and straightforward mechanics, restoration is still achievable for enthusiasts today. Soon, however, a British creation would push early aviation innovation even further, the Sopwith 1.5 Strutter, a machine that brought synchronized firepower to the open sky. With its distinctive 1.5 bay wing design, the Sopwith 1.5 Strutter broke new ground when it first flew in December of 1915. Pilots quickly noticed its balanced controls and solid stability in the air, making it a dependable companion during the unpredictable skies of the First World War's fast-changing battlefronts. It was powered by a 130 horsepower Clerget rotary engine, giving it a top speed of 92 knots, or about 105 miles per hour. With a service ceiling of 15,000 feet and an empty weight near 1,500 pounds, it was agile enough for dogfights, yet sturdy enough for escort and reconnaissance duties over land and sea. During the war, it served in both Army and naval squadrons, flying over the English Channel and deep into occupied France. Crews valued its endurance, with a range of 330 nautical miles. Its ability to take off from improvised fields meant it could be deployed close to the front lines, ready to respond to missions at a moment's notice. Fewer than 10 Strutters remain airworthy today, each one restored through years of meticulous craftsmanship. These survivors are flown in historical displays where their vintage hum turns heads. While it shaped wartime pilots, another design emerging in Britain aimed for something different. Efficient, comfortable regional travel, the de Havilland DH-89 Dragon Rapide. Launched in 1934, the Rapide offered a new vision for regional air travel. Its wooden frame and plywood skin made it light yet durable, ideal for short, rough airstrips. Airlines valued its low operating costs, while passengers enjoyed an enclosed cabin and smooth flights over routes previously unreachable by larger aircraft. It was powered by two de Havilland Gypsy 6 engines, each producing 220 horsepower. This twin-engine setup delivered a top speed of 130 knots, or about 150 miles per hour. With a range of 520 nautical miles, it could connect remote towns and cities without lengthy fuel stops. Measuring 46 feet in wingspan and 33 feet in length, the Dragon Rapide could reach 16,000 feet and carry up to 8 passengers. During the Second World War, it served the Royal Air Force in roles like air ambulance, troop transport, and navigation training, proving its adaptability far beyond commercial work. Today, more than 90 years after its debut, several Dragon Rapides still fly, mainly in the United Kingdom. They offer scenic tours and historical displays, giving passengers a taste of pre-war aviation elegance. But in 1935, Another aircraft would redefine global air travel, the Douglas DC-3. It was the first passenger aircraft that allowed airlines to turn a profit without government subsidies. Its roomy cabin carried up to 21 passengers in comfort, making air travel more appealing to the public and expanding routes across the United States and beyond. Its all-metal structure with multi-spar wings and retractable landing gear was powered by two Pratt & Whitney R1830 engines, each producing 1,200 horsepower. Cruising speed was about 156 knots, or 180 miles per hour, with a range exceeding 1,300 nautical miles. With a service ceiling of 23,000 feet, the DC-3 was adapted during the Second World War into the C-47 military transport. It moved troops, supplies, and equipment in every theater of the war. Afterward, surplus aircraft were converted back to civilian use, fueling the post-war airline boom across multiple continents. Over 16,000 units were built, including licensed versions in the Soviet Union and Japan. Many still fly in remote regions thanks to their ruggedness and ease of maintenance, but in 1938, attention shifted back to advanced pilot training, and a new icon emerged, the North American T-6 Texan. First flown in 1938, the T-6 Texan turned raw students into combat-ready pilots. More than a basic trainer, it mirrored fighter handling with crisp rolls, honest stalls, and firm rudder work. Flown by more than 30 nations across more than 2 decades, it built the muscle memory that graduates carried into wartime cockpits from North Africa to the Pacific, earning a reputation as a demanding but fair teacher. The widely flown SNJ-5 brought hydraulic refinements and a steerable tailwheel that sharpened ground handling. A Pratt & Whitney R985, radial delivering about 600 horsepower, pushed it to 174 knots, roughly 200 miles per hour. Service ceiling reached 24,000 feet, letting instructors stage high-altitude drills and emergency descents that felt startlingly close to frontline reality. Measured at 29 feet in length with a wingspan of 42 feet, the Texan seated student and instructor in tandem under a framed canopy. It accepted training guns, light practice bombs, and camera gun systems, so learners drilled gunnery, strafing, and dive profiles. Rugged landing gear and tough airframe forgave heavy touchdowns, while the big radial's throaty note became the soundtrack of Allied flight schools worldwide. More than 15,000 Texans left the factory, and many still fly at air shows, where their deep growl and squared-off wingtips are unmistakable. Restored examples perform formation passes and mock strafing runs that keep history vivid for new crowds. Shifting gears from hard-edge training to executive speed and polish, the next spotlight lands on a luxury biplane icon built for velocity and style, the Beechcraft Staggerwing. Debuting in 1932 during the Great Depression, the Beechcraft Staggerwing defied economic odds by targeting wealthy executives and public figures. It offered unmatched speed, comfort, and style in a biplane design, instantly drawing attention on the ground and in the air. Its inverted wing stagger improved visibility and aerodynamics, setting it apart from every other civilian aircraft of its era. The Staggerwing was often equipped with a Pratt & Whitney R985 engine producing 450 horsepower. This gave it a top speed of 184 knots, or about 212 miles per hour, comparable to many military fighters of the time. Its ability to combine luxury and performance was revolutionary. It measured 27 feet in length with a wingspan of 32 feet 9 inches. Inside, leather seating and fine mohair trim made the cabin as refined as any luxury car. Carrying up to 4 passengers plus a pilot, it could operate from short, unpaved runways, making it ideal for reaching destinations inaccessible to larger, less agile aircraft. Only 785 Staggerwings were built, yet many competed in air races and won endurance contests. Restored examples, especially the D-17S, still fly at vintage aviation events. Now, shifting from luxury transport back toward military and civil utility, we meet an aircraft with a truly global legacy, the Lockheed Electra L-10. Introduced in 1934, the Electra L-10 was the company's first all-metal twin-engine airliner, aimed at fast, comfortable passenger service. Sleek and modern, it stood out against the wood and fabric designs of the day. With seating for 10 and a streamlined fuselage, it became the choice for airlines seeking speed and style, famously flown by Amelia Earhart on her ill-fated around-the-world attempt. Power came from two Pratt & Whitney R985 radial engines, each producing 450 horsepower. This gave the Electra a cruising speed of 175 knots, or about 201 miles per hour, and a range of around 700 nautical miles. Its performance rivaled many military aircraft, making it attractive for both civil and government operators. The Electra measured 38 feet in length with a wingspan of 55 feet. Its retractable landing gear, flush rivets, and cantilevered wings showcased advanced engineering for the time. The comfortable enclosed cabin featured plush seating and large windows, offering passengers an unmatched travel experience for regional and medium-haul routes during the pre-war years. Only 114 L-10 Electras were built, yet their influence shaped later Lockheed designs like the Model 12 and the Constellation. Several still fly today in pristine, restored condition, drawing crowds at air shows and vintage tours. But while the Electra was raising the bar for speed and comfort in the West, Germany was developing a tougher, multi-role workhorse, one that would become an unmistakable presence over Europe. First flown in 1934, the Junkers Ju-52 became one of the most recognizable aircraft in Europe. Its corrugated aluminum skin and triple-engine layout made it stand out both on the ramp and in the air. In the 1930s, Lufthansa used it for passenger service, and during the Second World War, it became a mainstay of the Luftwaffe, earning the affectionate nickname Aunt Ju across the continent. Standard versions were powered by three BMW BR-701 dot-dart radial engines, each producing about 700 horsepower. The Ju-52 reached a top speed of 143 knots, or roughly 165 miles per hour. Fully loaded, it could fly 800 nautical miles and operate from short, unpaved fields, which made it invaluable for combat resupply and troop movements. Its size was equally impressive, measuring 62 feet in length and spanning 95 feet across the wings. The cabin could carry between 15 and 17 passengers, or an equivalent number of soldiers. The all-metal fixed structure, with a simple interior, made maintenance quick and easy even under battlefield conditions, while its 20,000-foot ceiling suited medium-range flights. More than 4,000 units were built, serving in both civilian and military roles worldwide. Even today, a handful remain airworthy, flying mostly in Central Europe. Their deep engine rumble and shimmering corrugated panels make them unmistakable in the sky. From rugged land planes, we now move to an amphibious legend capable of taking off from both water and land, the Grumman G-21 Goose. First flown in 1935, was the company's first twin-engine amphibian. Originally intended for wealthy coastal businessmen, it quickly drew military interest. With the ability to land on both water and land, the Goose became a vital asset for the United States Navy and Army Air Forces in coastal patrol, transport, and rescue missions during the Second World War. The standard version carried two Pratt & Whitney R985 radial engines, each producing 450 horsepower. Top speed reached 174 knots, or about 200 miles per hour. Depending on load and conditions, range could reach 800 nautical miles, and its amphibious versatility made it invaluable in areas with little or no infrastructure. Measuring 38 feet in length with a wingspan of 53 feet, the Goose could carry up to 8 people, including pilot and co-pilot. Its all-metal construction featured wingtip floats for stability on water, and retractable landing gear completed its adaptable design. From remote islands to naval bases, it excelled in connecting hard-to-reach locations. Today, restored Grumman Goose aircraft still fly in private service and at aviation events. Their rugged profile and deep radial engine sound remain distinctive. Yet, in the same era, a larger, long-range amphibian would rise to iconic status in maritime patrol and rescue. First flown in 1935, the consolidated PBY Catalina became one of the most versatile flying boats in aviation history. Designed for long-range maritime patrol, it served in reconnaissance, anti-submarine warfare, and air-sea rescue. Its ability to remain airborne for over 20 hours made it indispensable to Allied forces during the Second World War, spotting convoys and rescuing downed airmen in remote waters. Powered by two Pratt and Whitney R183 zero radial engines, each producing 1,200 horsepower, the Catalina cruised at 115 knots, or about 132 miles per hour. With a maximum range of 2,500 nautical miles, it could patrol vast ocean areas, land on open water, and anchor near shorelines without needing runways. Its 74-foot wingspan and 63-foot length gave it exceptional lift and stability on water. The retractable wingtip floats doubled as aerodynamic wingtips in flight, reducing drag. The spacious hull could carry depth charges, bombs, or up to 20 passengers in transport configuration, while its blister windows provided wide fields of view for search and gunnery crews. From the vast stretches of ocean where the Catalina reigned supreme, our journey now shifts to the rugged landscapes and remote airfields far from the sea. In these harsh, landlocked environments, another legend has earned its place in history, not through speed or glamour, but through sheer endurance and adaptability. Built to work where others could not, the Soviet-born Antonov AN-2 still carries out missions to this very day. First flown in 1947, the Antonov AN-2 is a Soviet classic that still works in places where others would quit. Built as an agricultural and light transport aircraft, it quickly became famous for its ruggedness, easy maintenance, and ability to operate from extremely short or unprepared strips, or even without a runway, making it indispensable in remote regions worldwide. Powered by a 1,000 horsepower Shvetsov AN-25 radial engine, the aircraft cruises at about 95 knots, or 110 miles per hour. Its range reaches 800 nautical miles, and it handles diverse weather with ease. Though slow, it is remarkably stable, serving in crop dusting, parachute training, and community transport in countries from Russia to Brazil. Measuring 42 feet in length with a wingspan of 59 feet, the biplane features wide wings and reinforced structure. Fixed landing gear with large wheels enables operations from dirt, mud, or snow. With an empty weight of about 7,300 pounds, it carries 9 to 12 passengers or light cargo, and its ceiling reaches 14,000 feet. More than 18,000 AN-2 aircraft were built, and thousands remain in service. Many have been re-engined or modified with local parts, extending their lifespans. In isolated or harsh climates, spotting one at work is still common. As one of the toughest utility aircraft ever built, it stands as a symbol of resilience in aviation history. From the rugged farmlands and frozen tundras where the Antonov AN-2 thrives, aviation's focus shifted westward to a design built for the wild frontiers of North America. In the late 1940s, a new workhorse emerged, one capable of conquering rivers, lakes, and remote airstrips with equal ease. By 1949, it had cemented its place as one of the most trusted bush planes in history, the de Havilland Canada DHC-2 Beaver. Built to master the harshest environments, it could haul people, cargo, or vital supplies into remote locations. Its short takeoff and landing performance allowed it to operate where other aircraft could not, making it indispensable in wilderness regions across the globe. Powered by a Pratt and Whitney R985 radial engine producing 450 horsepower, the Beaver cruised at 126 knots, or about 145 miles per hour. Its range of 440 nautical miles meant it could reach isolated outposts without refueling, keeping communities connected year-round. Measuring 30 feet in length with a wingspan of 48 feet, the Beaver adapted to any environment with wheels, skis, or floats. Its rugged all-metal frame and high wing design offered stability and visibility in challenging conditions. Inside, it carried up to 6 passengers, plus a pilot or equivalent cargo, balancing payload and performance with remarkable efficiency. Over 1,600 Beavers were built, and many still work daily in remote corners of the world. Whether gliding onto a glassy lake or touching down on a snowy strip, the Beaver remains a trusted tool for bush pilots. Its unmatched versatility and reliability have secured its place as one of the greatest utility aircraft ever built. Aviation history is filled with stories that demand to be told. And the sky is still alive with rare aircraft, vintage warbirds, and engineering marvels pushing through time. If you're passionate about the magic of flight, leave a like right now. Your click keeps these stories soaring and brings more rare aviation content your way. After all, every like fuels the next incredible discovery. Want to keep exploring the secrets of military aircraft, Cold War aviation, and legendary planes? Subscribe to the channel and be part of this flight crew. Your subscription makes sure you never miss the next jaw-dropping story. Drop a comment sharing which detail surprised you most, and share this video with fellow aviation fans so they can experience this journey with you. Watch the videos appearing here on the screen and stay with us. Bye-bye.